हाय बच्चों, लास्ट टाइम हमने क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन का फर्स्ट पार्ट में पढ़ा था व्हाट इज क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन. देन वी डिड फ्यू एग्जांपल्स to how to derive the quadratic equation, and we did the factorization method. We did the basic things of the completing square also and the formula method also. In this class we'll be studying more about the completing square by using the examples. Okay, so I had taken the 5 examples here and we'll solve this 5 example by using completing square method one by one. Okay, so the first one is x square minus 10x plus 6 equal to 0. Okay, now this we can solve by using factorization method or completing square method or by using formula method. So but if they specify properly कि have to solve by completing square, तो compulsory we have to use the completing square method only. So now we are solving quadratic equation by using completing square. Okay, so what is the first rule in completing square? Make sure no number given before x square. Make sure no number given before x square. So in this for sum number 1 में they are not given anything before x square, so no need to divide by anything. So our second step was take the constant number other side. Take the constant number other side. So we have x square minus 10x is equal to minus 6. Clear? What is the first step? Make sure no number given before x square. Indirectly only 1 is given before x square. If any other number given, like in sum number 2, will divide everything by 3 to make it 1, or to remove the 3 from that. Here we don't have any number, so no need to divide. So the first step here, we don't have any number, so no need to divide by any number. The second step is take the constant number other side. So here we have the constant number 6, we'll take the other side, become minus 6. Now we have to make it perfect square. If you see the first video is given in that, we have to make the perfect square. So how to make the perfect square? I had given you one formula also for this. Okay, what is the formula here? Third term is equal to third, or the last term is equal to third term is equal to coefficient of x divide by 2 the whole square. Okay, coefficient of x divided by 2 the whole square. In this case, coefficient of x we write from here. Okay, coefficient of x divided by 2 the whole square. So what is the coefficient of x given in this? Coefficient of x given in this is minus 10. Okay, so minus 10 divided by 2 the whole square, which is minus 5 whole square is 25. What is this 25? This is the third term or last term of the perfect square. So now we have x square minus 10x plus 25 is equal to minus 6 plus 25. Why plus 25 here also? Because it's a rule of the equation, whatever will multiply the left hand side, the same we have to multiply on right hand side also. So we added 25. Now from where we got this 25? So the formula is coefficient of x divided by 2 the whole square. So here the coefficient is minus 10 upon 2, which is minus 5. Minus 5 ka square is 25. So x square minus 10x plus 25 is equal to, so since we added the 25 the left hand side, we'll add the 25 on right hand side also. Clear? So now how to make it the perfect square? Coefficient of x, okay, square root of the first part, sine of the middle term, and the root of the third part or the last part. The whole square is equal to 25 minus 6 is 19. So x minus 5 is equal to plus minus root 19. How we got this? By taking the square root on both the side. Taking square root on both side. Okay, sometime we have to write also in the paper. So taking the square root on both the side. Now this also we did discuss last time. Whenever we take the square root of any number, the answer will be plus or minus of that. Okay, so the x is equal to 5 plus minus root 19, or you can say x is equal to 5 plus root 19, or x is equal to 5 minus root 19. Clear? So this is your completing square method. What we have to do here, whatever the sum given, make sure there is no number given before x square. If any number is given, we divide throughout by that number, and then whatever the constant number remaining here, we'll take the other side, and then there is a formula for the third term, or the last term is equal to coefficient of x divided by 2 the whole square, and then we'll simplify, we'll get the third term. So we'll add that number both the side, and then we take the we'll make the perfect square, a minus b the whole square, and then we'll take the square root on both the side, and we take the constant number other side, so we'll get the x ka value. Okay, so this is sum number 1. Let's do one more sum. Okay, now sum number 2, we have 3x square plus 5x minus 9 equal to 0. Okay, same procedure we have to do by using completing square. So the sum is given 3x square plus 5x minus 9 equal to 0. What I told in the beginning, whatever number given before x square, we divide throughout the equation. So what is given before x square? 3. So we divide everything by 3. Everything by 3. Clear? So now we will get 3 divided by 3, that give you 1 x square. So this is x square plus 5 upon 3x minus 3 equal to 0, divided by any non-zero number is 0. Perfect. We got x square plus 5 upon 3x minus 3 equal to 0. Now we'll take the constant number other side. So now we have x square plus 5 upon 3x is equal to 3. Clear? Step by step. First step is what? Whatever the number given before x square, that we divide throughout the equation, and then whatever the constant number given, that will take the other side. Now we have to use that formula, third term is equal to coefficient of x divided by 2 the whole square. So what is the coefficient of x given in this? What is the coefficient of x given in this? 5 upon 3. So 5 upon 3 divided by 2 the whole square, which is nothing but 5 upon 6 the whole square, which is 25 upon 36. Clear? Same formula. Third term is equal to coefficient of x divided by 2 the whole square. So coefficient of x given 5 upon 3. So 5 upon 3 divided by 2, which is 5 upon 3 into 1 upon 2, which is 5 upon 6. 5 upon 6 ka square is 25 upon 36. So we'll add 25 upon 36 both the side. Okay, so we have x square plus 5 upon 3x plus 25 upon 36 is equal to 3 plus 25 upon 36. Clear? We added 25 upon 36 both the side. Now what is the rule? The next part, to make it perfect square, we will take the square root of the first part, sine of the middle part, and the root of the third one, that is 5 upon 6. The whole square is equal to, we'll take the LCM here, so 36 3 is 108 proper, 36 into 3 108 plus 25 whole thing upon 36, right? So x plus 5 upon 6 the whole square is equal to 108 plus 25, so 25 33, so 133 upon 36. Now we'll take the square root on both the side. Okay, we'll take the square root on both the sides. So this become x plus 5 upon 6 is equal to plus minus root 133, and what is 36 का square root is 6. Clear? Any doubt in this? What we did here? Coefficient of x divide by 2 the whole square, which is 5 upon 3 divided by 2 the whole square, 5 upon 6 whole square, that is 25 upon 36. So we'll add 25 upon 36 both the side. So x square plus 5 upon 3x plus 25 upon 36 is equal to 3 plus 25 upon 36. Therefore x plus 5 upon 6 the whole square is equal to, take the LCM. So this you can simply say here into 36 into 36. So 36 1 ja and 36 into 3, that give you 108. 108 plus 25 133. 133 upon 36. Then we'll take the square root. So plus minus root 133 and 36 ka root will be 6. Therefore x is equal to minus 5 upon 6 plus minus root 133 upon 6. So the finally we get x is equal to minus 5 plus root 133 upon 6, or x is equal to minus 5 minus root 133 upon 6. Okay. So the x is equal to minus 5 plus root 133 upon 6, or x is equal to minus 5 minus root 133 upon 6. Okay. Okay, the next one is the sum number 3, which is 3x square plus 2x minus 1 equal to 0. Again we have to solve by using completing square, and the fourth one is 5x square is equal to 4x plus 7. Okay, so first we'll do the sum number 3. Again the same rule, whatever the coefficient of x square is given, we divide throughout the equation. So here the coefficient of x square given 3, so we divide everything by 3. So upon 3 upon 3 upon 3 and upon 3. So 3 divided by 3 become only x square plus 2 upon 3x minus 1 upon 3 is equal to 0. Okay, 2 upon 3x minus 1 upon 3 equal to 0. Again the next step is, whatever the coefficient of x given, will take the other side. Whatever the constant term given, that will take the other side. So we have x square plus 2 upon 3x is equal to 1 upon 3. Okay, now the next part is again that based on the formula, third term is equal to coefficient of x divided by 2 the whole square. So no need to write the formula, you can directly also write down, or if you want you can write in the paper and then you can go ahead with the sum. So x square plus 2 upon 3x, what is the coefficient of x? 2 upon 3 divided by 2 the whole square. So 2 upon 3 into 1 upon 2 the whole square, 2 and 2 get cancelled, 1 upon 9. Okay, so we'll add 1 upon 9 here. So we have to add the 1 upon 9 other side also. Okay, so x square plus 2 upon 3x plus 1 upon 9 is equal to 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 9. The next part is coefficient. Now we have to make the perfect square. So we'll take the root of the first one, sine of the middle term, and the root of the third one. 1 upon 3 the whole square is equal to, we'll take the LCM here, which is 9, so multiply by 3. So this become 9, 3 1 ja 3 and plus 1. So now we have 4 upon 9, and this will be x plus 1 upon 3 the whole square. That become, now we'll take the square root on both the side. So that become x plus 1 upon 3 is equal to plus minus 2 upon 3. So x is equal to minus 1 upon 3 plus minus 2 upon 3, which is nothing but minus 1 plus 2 upon 3, or minus 1 minus 2 upon 3. So this become 1 upon 3, or this become minus 3 upon 3, which is minus 1. So the answer is 1 upon 3 or minus 1. So x is equal to 1 upon 3 or x is equal to minus 1 is the answer for the sum number 3. Okay, same way we'll do the fourth one. is given here 5x square is equal to 4x plus 7. So what we have to do here, we convert everything into the general form. What is the general form? Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Indirectly we have to write everything one side. So 5x square minus 4x minus 7 equal to 0. Clear? Okay, that we discussed in the first part also. To write the general equation, we have to always write in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So here we got 5x square minus 4x minus 7 equal to 0. Now what is the coefficient of x square given? Coefficient of x square is 5. So we divide everything by 5. We divide everything by 5. Simple. Divide coefficient of x square. So in this case it is 5. So we divide everything by 5. So this become x square minus 4x upon 5 minus 7 upon 5 is equal to 0. Okay, then the next step we take the constant term other side. So it become x square minus 4x upon 5 is equal to 7 upon 5. Now the next step is what? We have to find the third term. What is the third term ka formula? Coefficient of x, which is minus 4 upon 5 divided by 2 the whole square. In this case minus 4 upon 5 into 1 upon 2. So 2 1 ja 2 2 ja whole square. So it become minus 2 upon 5 the whole square, which is nothing but 4 upon 25. So we have to add 4 upon 25 both the side. So plus 4 upon 25 plus 4 upon 25. So here we have x minus 2 upon 5 the whole square is equal to into 5 into 5. So 7 5 are 35 plus 4 upon 25. Okay, check step by step. First we divided by 5, then we took the constant number other side, then we took the third term which is coefficient of x divided by 2 the whole square. We added both the side, we got the perfect square. Now it is x minus 2 upon 5 the whole square is equal to 35 plus 4 39 upon 25. So x minus 2 upon 5 is equal to plus minus root 39 upon 5. Clear? We'll take the square root and then we take the constant number other side. So x is equal to 2 upon 5 plus minus root 39 upon 5, which is nothing but 2 plus root 39 upon 5 or 2 minus root 39 upon 5. Okay, so this is sum number 3, sum number 4. Now sum number 5 is given here 2y square plus 9y plus 10 is equal to 0. So it is same like if you compare this with the sum here. So it is same like the normal sum, only instead of the only x square they had given y square. Okay, so we have to solve the whole thing by the same rule. Okay, and then whatever the answer you get, that will be x is equal, instead of the x it become y is equal to. Okay, so this try to solve and you can comment the answer of this. Okay, the next one is the formula method. Again, last time in the last class we had discussed about the formula method also. So what is formula method? If ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then x is equal to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac holding upon 2a. This is our formula method. And if you want to see the derivation how we got this, you can see the part 1 of the quadratic equation. You will come to know how we derive the formula from ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 to x is equal to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a by using completing square. So now here we'll be studying, if they ask you any sum, solve by using formula method. Okay, as we discussed earlier, we can solve the quadratic equation by using factorization, completing square or formula method. So already we discussed about the factorization method, completing square, now formula method. So formula method again is very simple. We have to first write whatever the equation given in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So whatever given before x square, that will be a, whatever given before x, that is b, and whatever the constant term given, that is c, and there has to be equal to 0 other side. So we'll substitute in the formula mein and we'll simplify, we'll get the value of x. So this is one of the simplest method. Without knowing the sum product rule, without completing square, directly we can get, but this is little lengthy process and sometime you'll get the radical form in this. Okay, so let's try the sum number 1. 25x square plus 30x plus 9 equal to 0. So we have a is equal to 25, b is equal to 30 and c is equal to 9. Okay, now here we can do the two things. Either we can directly start the substituting in the formula method mein, or first we'll simplify only the root part. Okay, I think we'll go with the first, this part only, b square minus 4ac, which is nothing but root of 30 square minus 4 into 25 into 9, which is root of 30 square is 900 minus 25 4 is 100 into 9, 900. So what is root of 900 minus become root of 0, which is 0. Okay, so we already got the root ka value. So we'll just substitute, since x is equal to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac whole thing upon 2a. So now minus b will be minus 30 plus minus root of, we already got the value of this, will be 0 whole thing upon 2 into 25. So that is nothing but minus 30 plus minus root 0 will be 0. So minus 30 upon 25 to the 50. So the answer is x is equal to, you can simplify, 0 and 0 get cancelled. So minus 3 upon 5 is the final answer of this. X is equal to minus 3 upon 5. So this is, I can say this is simplest method. Only this radical form you have to see properly everything. Okay. Next one, again the same way, we have the part sum number 2, x square plus x plus 5 equal to 0. So we have a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, c is equal to 5. Okay, so first again we'll do the same thing, b square minus 4ac, which is nothing but in this case b square is 1 square minus 4 into 1 into 5 so which is nothing but 1 minus 20, so that will be root minus 19. Okay, so whenever we'll get the root of any negative number, so actually this will be what, not a real solution, not a real solution, but still we are simplifying this. So actually afterward you will get the complex number chapter. In that you can find out the root of negative number also, that we call the iota by using the I symbol we use. Okay, but that will not go in more details may. So we are just keeping the root of minus 19, but actually this has no real solution. So if they ask you, so you can simply say this has no real solution, but we are further solving this. So x is equal to minus b, so minus 1 plus minus root of minus 19 upon 2 into 1, that is 2, so it will be minus 1 plus minus root minus 19 upon 2. Okay, if you go ahead in this, you can say here minus 1 plus root 19 I upon 2, or minus 1 minus root 19 I upon 2. So this I part, actually this I is nothing but root of minus 1. Okay, that you will be studying in the 11th and 12th grade में complex number में. This I is the iota, which meaning is root of minus 1, is comes under complex number. Okay, unless your answer will be, you can just leave as it is, minus 1 plus root minus 19 upon 2, or minus 1 minus root minus 19 upon 2, which is not a real solution. Not a real solution. Okay, not a real solution. Okay, the sum number 3, 5x square plus 13x plus 8 is equal to 0, and the fourth one is y square plus 1 upon 3y is equal to 9. So we'll solve the this also with same way. So we have again a is equal to 5, b is equal to 13, and the c is equal to 8. Again b square minus 4ac. So here it is 13 square minus 4 into 5 into 8. So root of 13 square is 169. We had made the video on square root also, so you can go and check the square ka formula. We have so many squares ka rule. Okay, so 13 square is 169 minus 4 5 are 20, 20 into 8 160, right? 4 5 are 20 into 8, 28 is 160. So root 169 minus 160 is equal to root 9, which is equal to 3. Okay, so since x is equal to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac holding upon 2a, so it become here minus 13 plus minus 3 directly upon 2 into 5, that is 10. So the answer is minus, okay, so directly go here. So x is equal to minus 13 plus 3 upon 10, or minus 13 minus 3 upon 10, which is minus 10 upon 10, or minus 16 upon 10. So x is equal to minus 1, or x is equal to minus 8 upon 5. You can write minus 8 upon 5, or you can convert into decimal, or you can convert into mixed fraction, which is minus 1 3 upon 5, or you can write the answer minus 1.6 also. So the x is equal to minus 1, or x is equal to minus 1.6. okay, now the next one is y square plus 1 upon 3 y is equal to 2. So here there are two methods. You can directly take the a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1 upon 3, and the c is, okay, first we have to write in the general form. So y square plus 1 upon 3 y minus 2 equal to 0. Clear? Now it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, but out of that b term we have 1 upon 3, which is in the fraction form. So you can do by this method also. Directly you can take the a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1 upon 3, c is equal to minus 2, but this will be little complicated. So instead of doing what we have to do here, we'll take the LCM. Okay, we'll take the LCM of this. So it become 3, so whole thing upon 3, so this become 3y square plus 1y minus 3 2 just 6 equal to 0. Then we'll cross multiply, so 3y square plus y, or 1y minus 6 is equal to 0 into 3 will be 0. Okay, so this will be more simple now. Okay, we can solve by here also by taking the a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1 upon 3, and c is equal to minus 2 also, but this become more simple now. We have a is equal to 3, b is equal to 1, and c is equal to minus 6. So now we have the equation. First we'll find out b square minus 4ac, b square minus 4ac, which is nothing but root of 1 square minus 4 into 3 into minus 6, which is nothing but root of 1 is 1, 1 square is 1, minus minus plus, 4 to 12, 12 into 6, 12 6 is 72. Okay, so become root 73. So now x, now instead of the x, here the formula will be y is equal to, because the equation given in terms of the y, so y is equal to minus 1 plus minus root 73 upon 2 into 3, which is nothing but minus 1 plus minus root 73 upon 6. Okay, which is nothing but minus 1 plus root 73 upon 6, or minus 1 minus root 73 upon 6. So x is equal to minus 1 plus root 73 upon 6, or minus 1 minus root 73 upon 6. Okay, the last one. Okay, the last one, sum number 5, we have root 3 x square plus 2 root 3 x plus root 3 equal to 0. Okay, this is also very simple, only the given in the root form, that's why we are solving here. So again we have in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, we have a is equal to root 3, b is equal to 2 root 3, and c is equal to root 3. Okay, so first we'll find out b square minus 4ac, which is nothing but root of b square will be 2 root 3 ka whole square, so become 4 into 3 12 minus 4 into root 3 into root 3, so that become root of 12 minus root 3 into root 3 will be 3, 3 4s are 12, so 12 minus 12 is root 0, which is equal to 0. See how simple it is. Okay, in the beginning it looks like some complicated things, but once you solve you'll get very simple. So now x is equal to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac whole thing upon 2a, which is equal to minus 2 root 3 plus minus 0 upon 2 into root 3, so 2 root 3, so the answer is minus 2 root 3 upon 2 root 3, so this get cancelled, equal to minus 1. So the answer of the equation is minus 1 is the answer. So again, so I feel the formula method is more simpler than the factorization and the complete square method. Okay, but you have to know the proper formula and like proper step by step you have to solve the equation, you will get the proper answer of this. So this is the formula method. Okay, now let's do few sums of the word problem also. Okay, one more method is there in this. Okay, the next part is to find the nature of the roots, or how many points the graph intersecting with the x-axis, or that also called the discriminant, that is delta. Okay, so just now we solved the formula method, in that we got one of the root is like minus root 19. Okay, so then we'll say this is not a real solution. So the same thing we'll be studying in this discriminant, so meaning we have to just find out b square minus 4ac. So if you had seen in the formula method may, based on this value, it is will come to know कि the answers are in what form. Okay, so that will be this, that is called the discriminant. So discriminant or delta is nothing but b square minus 4ac. So if the b square minus 4ac equal to 0, if it is equal to 0, so the condition will be either b square minus 4ac, or you can say delta. If the delta is equal to 0, or delta can be greater than 0, or delta can be less than 0. Okay, b square minus 4ac, b square minus 4ac. So whenever we'll find out the value of b square minus 4ac, so either it will be equal to 0, or it will be greater than 0, or it will be less than 0. So if it is greater than 0, so what you will get here, the nature of the roots will be roots are equal. Roots are equal. What is the meaning of that? So normally we get the 2 root whenever we solve any quadratic equation. We get x is equal to 2 value. So if the roots are, if the b square minus 4ac equal to 0, then both the roots are same, like x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 5, x is equal to 5. Okay, but when b square minus 4ac greater than 0, we get the 2 unequal root, unequal, or 2 different roots. Two different roots, meaning one x is equal to 2, x is equal to 5, x is equal to minus 3, x is equal to minus 5, x is equal to minus 5, x is equal to plus 5. So the 2 different root will get. And if b square minus 4ac less than 0, no real solution, no real solution. So no real solution, indirectly it is imaginary number, or in that format only it come the iota. So here you just simply write down no real solution. Okay, if the nature of the roots have only one equal root, only roots are equal, then how many point you will get with the x-axis, how many point they intersect with the x-axis? Okay, so they will intersect only 1 point. How many point? Only 1 point. Okay, they will, if b square minus 4ac equal to 0, then the roots are equal. And how many point intersect with the x-axis? Only 1 point. Here it cut at 2 point. If there are 2 different root or 2 unequal root, or b square minus 4ac greater than 0, so they cut the 2 point. Okay, cut the x-axis at 2 point. How many points? 2 points. And if there is no real solution, does not intersect. What? Does not intersect with x-axis. Simple it is. So if I'll draw the graph of this, okay, so if this is the x-axis, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. Okay, so whenever the b square minus 4ac equal to 0, so graph intersect like this. If this is the quadratic equation, so intersect only at 1 point. Okay, it may be this side, maybe here, maybe down, but intersect only at 1 point, or it touches the point. It touches, not like cutting, it's just touching the point. Okay, at 1 point. If b square minus 4ac greater than 0, so then the graph will be going like this way. They intersecting at 2 point. And when b square minus 4ac less than 0, so either the graph will be above the x-axis or graph will be below the x-axis. Never intersect the x-axis. So this will be b square minus 4ac equal to 0. This will be b square minus 4ac greater than 0, and this will be b square minus 4ac less than 0. So equal to 0, touching at 1 point, cutting at 2 point, does not intersecting, not cutting at any 1 point also. Clear? Okay, so here they will give you the sum. They will give one quadratic equation in any form. So first you have to write in the normal form ax square plus bx equal to 0, and then we have to find the b square minus 4ac. If b square minus 4ac ka value is equal to 0, then intersecting at 1 point or touching at 1 point, and the roots are equal. If it is greater than 0, mean any positive number, so then we get the 2 different root or 2 unequal root, and they cut at 2 point. Okay, and if b square minus 4ac less than 0, so no real solution, or the graph does not intersect with the x-axis. Okay. Okay, so next part, to draw a quadratic graph. Okay, like whenever they give any equation, in the general equation we are taking like the x square plus bx plus c equal to 0, or they can give any number, like any proper quadratic graph they will give you, graph equation they will give you, and they ask you to draw the graph of that. Okay, so if you see your always quadratic graph will be either in this form or in this form. So by looking this, how we will derive which graph it will be, like normally this we call the parabola and this is the hyperbola. Okay, parabola, hyperbola, or now some teacher for simplicity they say this is the happy curve, this is the sad curve, happy and sad. Okay, so parabola, when which graph you will get the parabola and which graph you will get the hyperbola, or by which equation, from the equation how to identify this will be parabola or hyperbola. Okay, so very simple concept here. We have to take the coefficient of x square. Okay, in this case it is a. If a greater than 0, if a is greater than 0, meaning if a is a positive number, we'll get the parabola. Okay, we'll get the parabola, that means it will be in the U shape mein. And when a is less than 0, when a is less than 0, it will be hyperbola, or we simply say sad curve. So if you get something, you will be happy, that is happy curve. If you give something, that means minus. If you are giving something, it will be sad. So that's why they call the sad curve, but the actual name is parabola and hyperbola. Clear? So this A will tell you whether you are getting a parabola or hyperbola, and based on this only you can say whether it has a maximum point or minimum point. Okay, so by looking the graph also you can say if it is parabola, you will get the lowest point here. Okay, so that will be minimum point. This is what minimum point, min point or minimum point. And if it is hyperbola, so the point will be here, that called the max point. So min point and the max point, this will be studying more details में in differentiation chapter में, but here just basic only for the quadratic equation will be studying what is the max and what is the minimum value. Okay, so to draw a graph, okay, now we got the A things. Now what is this C stand for? What is this C stand for? In a quadratic graph में C is nothing but the y-intercept. C is nothing but the y-intercept. So A will tell you whether the graph is parabola or hyperbola. It also tell you it is minimum value or maximum value. Okay, this C will tell you it will at what point intersecting on the y-axis. That means therefore C is nothing but y-intercept. Y-intercept. C is nothing but y-intercept. And how to get the x-intercept? So whatever ways we did in the earlier, by using factorization, by using formula method, by using completing square, once we solve the equation, so whatever will get the x ka value, so they all are, like suppose we take the point P and Q. Okay, so what is this P and Q? These are the solution of the given equation. So x is equal to P comma Q is nothing but x-intercept. X-intercept. So what is x-intercept? When y equal to 0. And what is y-intercept? When x is equal to 0. Okay, to find the x-intercept we replace y0, and to find the y-intercept we replace x equal to 0. Okay, clear? X-intercept, y-intercept, parabola, hyperbola. Then one more concept is there in this, that is called axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry. Okay, now what is axis of symmetry? Axis of symmetry का formula is x is equal to minus b upon 2a. But what is the meaning of this? Axis of symmetry is nothing but it divide the graph into two equal parts. Okay, so if this is the quadratic equation given, so this part, Okay, this line x is equal to this line is known as axis of symmetry, or x is equal to this line is known as axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry divide the graph into two equal parts. Okay, now once we have axis of symmetry, the x ka value, and this x value if we replace in the original equation, the x is equal to minus b upon 2a, we get one number, and that number x ka that value if we replace in the original equation, so whatever the value we get, whatever the, actually this you can write y is equal to, okay, don't write equal to, because this way to sketch the graph, not we have to solve. So y is equal to x square plus bx plus c. So once we get minus b upon 2a, or once we get the axis symmetry, we replace the x ka value in the original equation. So whatever the y value we get, so this y value is nothing but max or min value. Okay, so this y value is nothing but your maximum or minimum value. Clear? Okay, so let's take one example here. So let's keep this as it is. So suppose we take a sum here, y is equal to 3x square plus 5x plus 2. Clear? Y is equal to 3x square plus 5x plus 2. Okay, if they ask you to sketch the graph, the first thing we have to draw the x and the y axis. So this is the x axis, this is y axis, this is the origin O, and if you want you can write down this is the x dash and this is y dash. Okay, then you can point it here like this is 1 2 3 4 5 6, this will be 1 2 3 4, minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4. This is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Okay, so sketching the graph we have the different ways. Okay, so some teacher they simply say you take the x ka few number 3 to 4 point and then find the y value and plot everything, but we'll not go with that method, we'll directly go here. Okay, so what is the y-intercept in this? What is the y-intercept? So I told you now whatever the constant number c is the y-intercept. So c is the y-intercept means x is equal to 0, so y is equal to 2. So this is the point, y is equal to 2 is the first point. Okay, then we have to find out axis of symmetry. So axis of symmetry is nothing but minus b upon 2a, so that will be minus 5 upon 3 into 2. So that is minus 5 upon 6. Now what is minus 5 upon 6? Not an exact value. So what we can do here, we'll find out the roots of the equation. We'll find out the x-intercept. So we have 3x square plus 5x plus 2 equal to 0 will do, because we have to find out the x-intercept, y equal to 0. So now 3 2 are 6 and the sum is equal to 5. So that will be 3 2 are 6 and 3 plus 2 5. So 3x square plus 3x plus 2x plus 2 equal to 0. This already we discussed in the part 1 mein, how to solve by using the factorization. So now we'll take the 3x common, so become x plus 1 and plus 2x plus 1. Okay, so x is equal to minus 2 upon 3 or x is equal to minus 1. Directly I did, you can just go through properly and solve this. Okay, so x is equal to minus 2 upon 3, so that is minus 6.66, that will become somewhere here. This is the 1 point, and x is equal to minus 1, that will be this point. Okay, so that means the graph will be coming like this way. Now we have to find out the minimum value. So minimum value will be what? You have to replace the minus 5 upon 6 in the original equation. Okay, so that will be 3 minus 5 upon 6 the whole square plus 5 into minus 5 upon 6 plus 2. So that become here 3 into 25 upon 36 plus minus become minus 25 upon 6 plus 2. So this become 3 12 ja, so 25 upon 12 minus 25 upon 6 plus 2. So 12, this will be multiplied by 2. So 25 minus 50 plus this will be multiplied by 12. So 1 into 12 into 12. So in plus 24 whole thing upon 12. So this become minus 25 plus 24, so that become minus 1 upon 12. So minus 1 upon 12 is very small number, so that will become somewhere here. Okay, so somewhere here it will come because it is very close to 0. So that means the graph will be like this way. It is 1 intersecting here and it will be going like this way. Okay, so this will do proper on the graph paper pe. But the important thing what we need here, minus 5 upon 6, that will be here. This will be your x-intercept. This is your minimum value, which is minus 1 upon 12. So you can say minus 5 upon 6 comma minus 1 upon 12 are the vertex of the given quadratic equation. Vertex is equal to minus 5 upon 6 comma minus 1 upon 12, and the x-intercept is equal to minus 2 upon 3 comma minus 1, and the y-intercept is equal to 2, and the given graph is parabola. It will be going in the U shape. So it will be like this. Okay, side में जाओ.